Right, so today I'm going to show you how to draw a proportional portrait, and a portrait is the face facing straight forwards. So you start off with an oval in all shape faces, and you're pressing really lightly as we go, because this is going to be our basic shape. And as you can see, I've gone around a few times just to get that general shape. Now, the features of a face, you need a reference point. So you need a line straight down the middle. Okay? It doesn't have to be perfectly in the middle, but as close as you can get. And then you need one across, just like that. Now, this line is where the eyes are going to be, because your eyes are about halfway down your face. If you put your thumb to your chin and a finger to your eyes, and then keep your fingers still, lift them away, and then put your thumb to your eye, you'll notice your finger goes roughly to the top of your head. So your eyes are in the middle of your face. Now, halfway between the eyes and the chin is where the nose sits. And you can test it again. Put your thumb to your chin, finger to your nose, and then move them upwards a bit so your thumb is then on your nose, and you'll notice, once again, roughly about the same. So this line is going to be where our nose is. And then another halfway down between this line and the bottom, it's your mouth. Just like that. So there's our rough guide of what level your eyes, nose and mouth are at. Now your ears, you can do the same measurements again. If you place your finger to the top of your ear and slowly drag it round to the front of your face, it will come to the same level as your eye, around here. And with the bottom of your ear, if you drag that around across the front of your face, it will come somewhere between your mouth and nose, usually nearer the mouth than the nose. So there's our ears marked on very, very roughly. Now, with your eyes, the width of them, you should be able to fit roughly 5 across your face. So, and this needs to be the same size gap. And it's another thing you can measure using your fingers. In fact, I think looking at that, my eyes are a bit together. So I'm going to space them out a bit. Just a little bit more. Now, as I was saying, you can put your thumb to one corner of your eye, your finger to the other corner, and then keep your fingers still, lift them away, put your thumb and finger in the 2 middle parts of your eye, so the 2 parts near the middle of your face, and it should roughly be the same distance. Now the bottom of your nose, again, same width as your eye. About that. Okay, so then we've got our guidelines. Now I've got a photo in front of me of the person I'm drawing, and you should always be referring to your photo as well, because everybody is different. Now, when it comes to drawing the face, I always find it best to start with the nose, just because it's the part in the middle. And I like starting with the flesh part at the bottom, marking that on because it's in the middle, and then drawing the nostrils out from it. Now, I'm pressing a little bit hard with my pen now, because these are the parts I want the person to see. So, putting in the flesh parts on the outside, just like 2 curves, and then very gently I'm just going to start marking on where the rest of the nose goes. So it comes up like this, but I'm not going to add much more detail than that, and even then it's done very, very lightly. Now for the eyes, a few people will draw an eye like that. You might even get the light of the eye in and call it quits. However, that's not where your eye is. This part where the colour is called the iris. This part is the pupil, but then you've got all the white around your eyes, and we don't actually see all the iris. If you look in the mirror, you have to really widen your eyes to see the entire circle. So the first thing we're going to do with the eye, I'm just going to get a bit closer, is to draw the eyelid on. Now the eyelid is usually a curve like that, and then the same thing on the bottom, just not as deep a curve. and bring it up. Now I'm not going to join them up straight here because there is a bit of muscle which helps your eye move. It's the pink fleshy part. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. So curve at the top, coming to a point, smaller curve at the bottom, not quite as deep, and that pink fleshy part drawn in. So now I've got the general shape of my eye. I'm going to check my picture and then put the irises in. Now on mine, you can't see the top or the bottom of the irises like this. They're just cut off because the eyelids are in the way. Okay, and then I'm going to put the pupils in, floating in the middle, and then I'm going to colour them in once I'm happy with the shape of them. And you might add the light that's reflecting in your eyes if you've got that in your picture. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the top of the eyelid on. It's not the eyebrow, the eyelid. So this is that folded up piece of skin which when you close your eyes covers the full eye. Okay, and now I'm going to move down to the mouth. Now in my picture the person I'm drawing is smiling, so they've got their mouth open like that, and you want to try and get the corners of these mouths roughly to about the middle of the eye. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Some people have small mouths, some people don't. And obviously when you show a person your picture, it's going to look like the picture. They won't have the original for reference. So that is the part where the mouth is open. Then the top lip is going to be quite thin, just like that. Very little deep in the middle, it's called the Cupid's bow. And the bottom lip is a bit fatter, it's a bit thicker. And it's going to follow the mouth around a bit more. Okay. Now for teeth, I'm not going to draw each individual tooth on like this because it always ends up looking a bit goofy. What I'm going to do is just get the bottom part like this. Okay, just like that, and then that avoids that kind of goofy smile. And then this part I'd colour in all black because that's the part we can't quite see because it's shaded as there's no light inside the mouth. There we go. Now the smile is a bit uneven, but that's what my picture shows. So that's how my picture's going to be. I'll just put the little creases into the corner of the mouth. Now things look a bit weird up here because we haven't got any eyebrows in, and I find it easy to draw the eyebrows by drawing a line to follow the general form. And my person's got quite flat eyebrows. Some people have great big curves that go like that, but I don't. And then I'm going to start pressing darker, but instead of just drawing it on and colouring it in, I'm going to quickly put each individual hair on because it makes it look a bit more realistic. Just like that. Okay, and your eyebrows are always fatter near the middle of your face than they are on the outside. So I'm going to put a bit more pressure on, a lot more lines near the middle, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to put some eyelashes on, and I'm drawing these individually too. And they thin out once you get to about the middle here. I mean, they're there, you can feel them on your eyes, but they're not particularly visible. And they're a lot thicker around this part of the eye and the outside, and you've got tiny ones underneath, just like that. Now for the jaw, zooming back out, I'm going to start out here, come in a bit, and you'll notice your face isn't perfectly over. A lot of people have the jawbone here, which starts roughly around where the mouth does, and then curves down towards the chin. Okay, and everyone's jaw is different. Some people have nice wide jaws, some people have nice slim jaws. My person is quite wide jaw, got a little dip where their eye socket is, and then it comes down. Like that. Okay, and now I'm going to put the ears on. Now my face has come in a bit, I'm going to follow the same general area. But first thing I'm going to do is put on a strand of hair. That's going to get in the way. And then I'm going to draw my ear. So I've got the curve of the ear popping out, and it comes back in here. Okay. And the same thing on this side. Well, I don't have it because I've got a lovely big chunk of hair coming down. Roughly that shape. And it continues like that. All the way down. Now, with the top of the head, your hairline doesn't start here. You'd have an absolutely massive forehead if that were the case. Your hairline is actually a bit further down. And if you put your fingers to where your hair starts, you'll notice it's not the top of your head. Now, a lot of people have little wisps of hair here that just don't quite grow, called baby hairs. And that's fine to draw them on. It adds a bit of texture. Like that. And now you'll notice I'm not colouring the hair in. And that's because it's a lot better to draw it on. Each individual strands are like this. Okay, but in pencil it'd be a lot quicker to draw. Now, I've got this great big expanse of hair here. That joins there. And there's the rest of the hair. And if you have nice light blonde hair for your picture, you'd be drawing or pressing a lot lighter on the pen than I am. My person has brown hair, so it's going to be a bit darker. Okay, and then just follow the lines of the hair around, like that. And you can go over it however many times you want to. You might have one wispy hair that comes out, maybe a second one. Hair is not perfect, it doesn't all fall in nice little clumps. So I won't bore you by filling in the rest of the hair on this side. I'll finish up there with the hair. So as you can see, it's starting to look a bit more like hair on this side than it does here. If I went down all the sides here, it started looking more like hair too, just with lots and lots of lines. Okay, and if you alternate how much pressure you're putting on, that's going to change how the hair looks too. Okay, nice little wispy ones, a light, big dark ones make a difference. Now, for the human neck, it's never particularly thin. I see a lot of people drawing necks like that. That's too thin. Your head is very heavy and your neck has to support this. So your neck would just come in ever so slightly from the jawline and then come down. Now, see, my person's leaning onto the side, so their neck actually comes down here like this. But you don't really see it because of all this hair in the way. Right? So the neck comes down. There is the collar of their shirt. Like that. There's the shoulder. And same thing on this side. Nice big shoulder. Again, your shoulder wants to be about 2 heads wide from one side to the other. So the width of this head twice. So there's our neck. Okay, you can continue with the hair where it's needed. But that is just about how to draw a face.